What happens when Hollywood's most laid-back star completely loses his cool on live television? Jason Momoa, the man who made Aquaman a household name, found himself in the middle of a heated argument so intense that security had to escort him off the Clarkson show. This wasn't just another celebrity meltdown. It was the kind of confrontation that left viewers speechless and had the entertainment world buzzing for weeks. And it all started with one interview question. The Clarkson show was running like clockwork that afternoon. Kelly, dressed in a vibrant purple blazer, chatted with the audience during the commercial break. Her energy filled the room, that signature smile lighting up the studio as the floor director called out, "We're back in 3, 2, 1. The cameras rolled. Kelly turned toward her guest, beaming. "Welcome back to the Clarkson show. I'm here with the incredibly talented Jason Momoa. Jason, thank you so much for being here today." Momoa leaned back casually, long hair spilling over his shoulders, wearing his usual relaxed grin and a black t-shirt. "Thanks for having me, Kelly. Always a pleasure." Kelly wasted no time. "So let's talk about your latest project. You've been branching out into some really interesting territory lately. But I have to ask, there's been some talk in the industry about your approach to certain roles." Jason's eyebrows lifted slightly. "What kind of talk?" Kelly glanced at her notes, still smiling. "Well, some critics have suggested that you rely heavily on your physical presence rather than diving deep into the emotional complexity of your characters. I mean, you're obviously incredibly charismatic and you have amazing screen presence. But do you ever feel like you're being typecast?" The question lingered in the air. Jason's posture stiffened. His smile faded into something sharper. "I'm sorry, what exactly are you trying to say here?" Kelly tried to keep things light, sensing the tension. "I'm not saying anything negative, Jason. I'm just curious about your perspective. Do you feel like the industry sometimes limits actors based on their physical appearance?" Momoa leaned forward now, his voice calm but with an edge. "So you're asking me if I think I'm just a pretty face who can't act?" "No, that's not what I'm saying at all," Kelly replied quickly, her training kicking in. "I think you're incredibly talented. I'm just asking about the challenges of being known for action roles." Jason's tone hardened. "Kelly, I've been acting for over 2 decades. I've done television dramas, independent films, blockbusters. I've worked with some of the most respected directors in the industry. So when you sit here and suggest that I'm just coasting on my looks, that's not just insulting to me. It's insulting to every director who's cast me, every writer who's written for me, and every actor I've worked with." The audience fell silent. The warm, easy energy of moments earlier evaporated. Kelly's smile faltered. "Jason, I really didn't mean to imply you're not a skilled actor. I was just trying to have a conversation about the industry and how actors navigate their careers." "Navigate my career?" Jason's voice rose. "You want to talk about navigating careers? Let's talk about how talk show hosts think they can psychoanalyze their guests on live television instead of just promoting their projects like they're supposed to." The tension thickened. Camera operators exchanged uneasy glances. Producers gestured frantically from behind the scenes. Kelly's face flushed. "Jason, I think you're misunderstanding me. This is a conversation, not an attack." "A conversation?" Momoa's laugh was sharp. "You call questioning my acting credentials a conversation? You know what, Kelly? Maybe we should have a real conversation. Let's talk about how you built your career on a singing competition and somehow decided that qualified you to critique other people's artistic choices." The audience gasped. Kelly's eyes widened. "Excuse me? I've worked incredibly hard to build this show and my career. I don't appreciate you attacking my qualifications. And I don't appreciate you attacking mine," Momoa shot back, his voice louder now. "You've been riding that American Idol wave for 20 years. At least I've expanded beyond my starting point. That's unfair and you know it," Kelly snapped. "I've had a successful music career. I've done television. I built this show from the ground up. I work hard every single day." "So do I," Jason replied, his voice booming. "But apparently that doesn't matter to you because you've already made up your mind about what kind of actor I am." "Based on what? My appearance? The fact that I'm a big guy who does action movies?" "I never said anything about your appearance," Kelly protested. But her voice wavered. "You didn't have to. It's implied in every word of your question. You see me and think, here's the muscle guy who probably can't handle Shakespeare. Well, newsflash. I've done Shakespeare. I've done classical theater. I've done indie films you've probably never even heard of because they don't fit your narrow view of what my career should look like. The producer gestured wildly to cut to commercial, but the two were locked in. Kelly's voice rose. You're putting words in my mouth, Jason. I asked a legitimate question about typecasting. You turned it into a personal attack. Jason stood towering over her. You questioned my talent on national television, and now you're calling my response a personal attack? You started this, Kelly. You want to play journalist? Then you better be prepared for honest answers. Kelly stood too, though dwarfed by his frame. Her voice remained strong. Sit down, Jason. You're being inappropriate. Inappropriate? His voice thundered. You ambushed me with questions about my ability instead of talking about my project, like any professional host would do. I am a professional, Kelly shot back. And part of being professional is asking real questions, not just giving celebrities a platform to promote their work without substance. Jason's eyes flashed. Substance? You built your brand on being relatable and down to earth. But the moment someone challenges you, your true colors come out. The audience was frozen, silent. Many sneaking phones out despite the show's no recording policy. My true colors? Kelly's voice shook. At least I'm not the one melting down because someone asked about my career. This isn't a meltdown, Jason snapped. This is me standing up for myself, something you wouldn't understand since your entire career has been managed by handlers. That's enough, Kelly said firmly. We need to take a commercial break. No, Jason replied, stepping closer. We're not taking a break. You wanted a conversation, so let's have it. Let's talk about how you ambush other guests. Let's talk about your professionalism. Kelly's face turned red. I have never ambushed anyone. I ask thoughtful questions my audience wants answered. Thoughtful? Jason scoffed. There was nothing thoughtful about what you just did. You took a cheap shot and dressed it up as journalism. Security moved closer to the stage. The director gestured frantically, but Jason and Kelly didn't notice. Kelly's voice cut through. You know what, Jason? Maybe this is why people question your range. Because right now, you're showing everyone exactly who you are when you can't hide behind a script. Jason's jaw tightened, fists at his sides. And you're showing everyone what happens when a host gets called out. You can't handle it when a guest doesn't play along. You're embarrassing yourself, Kelly fired back. Jason laughed bitterly. No, you turned this into an interrogation. You embarrassed yourself. Security guards approached. Sir, we're going to need you to calm down and step back. I am calm, Jason said, his towering presence making the guard hesitate. I'm just having a conversation about courtesy. Jason, please, Kelly pleaded, her voice trembling. Just leave. You want me to leave? Fine. But everyone watching will see what kind of host you really are. The guards positioned themselves between them. Kelly pointed at the exit. This interview is over. I'm asking you to leave. Jason's eyes burned with disappointment. You attack my career, then have me escorted out when I defend myself. That's real professionalism. The guards gently took his arm. Sir, come with us. As they led him toward the exit, Jason turned back. A professional host would have apologized by now, but I guess that's not in your playbook. Kelly stood rigid behind her desk, chest rising and falling quickly. The audience sat in stunned silence. We'll be right back after this commercial break, she managed, voice barely steady. The cameras cut, the lights dimmed. The confrontation that began with one question about typecasting had exploded into one of the most dramatic moments in daytime TV history. So there you have it, the clash that had everyone talking. What do you think went too far first? Kelly's questioning or Jason's reaction? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories of what really happens when the cameras are rolling and the gloves come off.